Dear viewers, in any aircraft accident, it is not too difficult to blame the pilot for his actions, which may have led to the accident. However, the difficult part is to determine why did he do what he did. You are all aware that on 12th of June 2025, Air India Boeing 787 crashed immediately after takeoff, killing 242 occupants and causing 19 deaths and 67 injuries to those on the ground. In this era of social media, events like this, which draw a lot of public attention, generate a rat race of pseudo-accident investigators to give their analysis on the cause of the accident. They tend to beat about the bush without having access to the factual information. And it would not be wrong to say that their commentary sounds more like a hockey match, changing with every move. Being a qualified aircraft accident investigator, I present to you a few questions. 1. Why people are so anxious to determine the cause, relying on the social media news? 2. Are these social media investigators more equipped and informed than the official investigating teams? 3. Can social media investigators influence the findings of the formal investigation? 4. Is it really a productive exercise? My view is that this is a counterproductive exercise. It carries no value as regards the formal process of investigation. At best, what it does is create chaos and confusion, leading to general anxiety among the public. Mostly it is unqualified and misleading in both content and context. Moreover, there is no accountability of such information. However, there is one major difference that one can notice, that expert investigators share their views on such incidents in a manner of probabilities only, whereas social media investigators talk in terms of certainties, generating breaking news to attract more viewership. If you ever happen to listen to Robert Sumwalt, ex-chairman NTSB, you will find that he is always very precise in his views on probabilities, but concludes by saying that we will have to wait for FDR details and other related information. Please know that such major investigations require careful analysis of hundreds of possibilities using all available evidence. This process may take months and sometimes years. Another aspect is very important to consider, that the pilots of the mishap aircraft are the easiest target of scrutiny, especially when they are not present to defend themselves. The accusative findings of social media investigators are highly painful for their families and their organizations. Moreover, these speculative findings generate highly negative public sentiment against the pilots as a community. As regards the Air India 171 crash, one thing was obvious from the very first video, that the airplane could not sustain flight, which was later confirmed to be due to complete loss of thrust. Later on, incomplete disclosure of flight data recorder indicated that both fuel cutoff switches were turned off, supposedly by one of the pilots. But it is yet to be determined if at all this was done by the pilot. Why did he do what he did? The investigation has a huge task to determine that if the pilot was in his correct mental state, why did he do what he did? What was his motive or intention, and why the other pilot did not react in time to correct the mistake? History of aviation is full of such mysterious findings, where the motive of the action of the pilot could not be determined, while the investigations in hindsight do raise questions on the decisions and the actions of the pilot. But it is extremely difficult for any investigator to simulate the conditions under which that act was performed by the pilot. Landing in Hudson River is one such example. Another example is of Egypt Air Flight 990. In order to summarize, I would like to recommend that please do not get carried away with the bombardment of social media posts. Instead, have faith in the highly competent and qualified investigating teams, comprising experts from world over, including the manufacturers. Please remember, aircraft accident investigation is like peeling onions, laborious and painful. Thanks for watching.